Now here in this we will start with the study of price elasticity of demand. See the table, it has been given over here, which shows the degree of elasticity of demand. Now with that degree, what is the type of elasticity, then response in quantity demanded, and what will be the shape of the demand curve. Like for example, if elasticity of demand is greater than 1, so what is the type of elasticity? It is elastic. Okay, now response is percentage change in quantity demanded is greater than the price of the commodity. Now what will be the shape of the demand curve? The demand curve will be flatter. Same likewise, if the elasticity of demand is less than 1, then what will be the type? Type will be inelastic. Okay, now response percentage change in quantity demanded is less than the percentage change in the price of the commodity. Now what will be the shape of the demand curve? The demand curve will be steeper. Fine. Next is if elasticity of demand is equals to 1, that is unit. So what will be the type of elasticity? That will be unit elastic. Okay, now what will be the response? No doubt the percentage change in quantity demanded is equals to the change in the price of the commodity. Fine. Now what will be the shape of the demand curve? The demand curve shape will be rectangular hyperbola. Okay, now next is if the elasticity of demand is equals to 0. Now what will be the type? It will be perfectly inelastic. Fine. Why? Because no change in quantity demanded despite a change in the price of the commodity. Fine. Now what will be the shape of the demand curve? It will be vertical straight line. That means it will be vertical straight line parallel to y-axis. Okay. Next is elasticity of demand is infinite. Do remember, this is the sign of infinity. Okay. Now what will be the type of elasticity? The type of elasticity will be perfectly elastic. Why? Infinite change in quantity demanded due to an insignificant change in price of the commodity. Now insignificant means not much change, either no change or not much change, but then the demand varies a lot. Okay, there is a lot of variation in demand. Fine. So what will be the demand curve? It will be horizontal straight line parallel to x-axis. Fine. Now there are many factors which affect the elasticity of demand. First in a row is nature of the commodity. Now what do you mean by the nature of the commodity? Nature of the commodity means the type of the commodity which you are consuming. Now for example, if it is a necessity, now what will be the type of demand? If it is a necessity goods like food grain, milk, books, medicine. Fine. So what will be the type of demand? It will be no doubt rigid. Why? Because though the price will change, but the demand will not vary. Why? Demand will be rigid. No change in demand. Now, second case, if it is luxurious goods comparatively, like the one which we take, refrigerator, TV and all, right? Now, what happen if there is a variation in the price? That means if your price changes, if your price is high, the demand will be low. If your price will be low, the demand will be high. So this is what it affects the nature of the commodity. Fine. So if the nature of the commodity is different, accordingly your demand will vary. Okay. Now next factor is availability of substitute. That means the substitute which is available in the market for a product. Now if you have a substitute available in the market, what will be the type of demand? Demand for a commodity will be more elastic. Okay, like for example, you know, Coca-Cola, fine, is elastic since its close substitute is available. Fine. So what happened? Because there is a competition in the price, so price will not vary much. Fine. So people will be tempted to buy Pepsi or Thumbs Up if the brand, that means if there is a change in the brand or if the price of one commodity increases. Fine. So what will happen? Like if the demand for Coca-Cola will if the price of the Coca-Cola will fall, the demand for it will increase. Okay, it is possible that there may be a reverse. Fine. So this is what it happens. That means if you have availability of close substitute. So if the substitute is available and if the price of one commodity changes, the demand for other will automatically increase. Okay, next is number of users. Now what do you mean by number of users? Now suppose number of users of a particular commodity is more, like I have given already one example in previous videos, that is the steel. So steel may have many uses. We can make cooler body, we can make utensils, we can make steel rods, many product, car body. So what happened, we have number of uses of such kind of product. So now what will happen, the demand will vary accordingly. Fine, the greater the number of uses of the commodity, the higher will be the price of the commodity. Fine, and if the price will be high, no doubt elasticity of demand will also be high. Why? Because the commodity will be of more demand in the market. Okay, so that is what it is. Now controversial demands for bangles will be increased as the same are used only by women, have no use for others. Now what do you mean by controversially? That means, like if suppose some commodity like bangles, okay, it is only for a use of one particular type of gender. So what will happen, it will go to that number of uses only. So it has a limited demand. Fine, so even if it has a limited demand, that means this is one factor which is affecting the demand of the commodity. Fine, so do remember, number of uses, that means the type, that means a particular class, if at all it is touching, like woman, or you can say lower class, or you say upper class. If a particular class is touched, it will be, the demand will be as per the class, that number of uses. If suppose a commodity has number of uses, like one example steel I gave, okay, so it has number of uses, so no doubt the demand will be more, even the price will be more. Why? Because the commodity has many uses, they can be used for in many format. Okay, and more, no doubt the price will be high. Why? Because the demand is more. Fine, now next is possibility of postponement. Now what do you mean by postponement? That means how much you can shift your demand for future, how much you can avoid it. Fine, now elasticity of demand also depends upon the possibility of postponement of purchasing, okay, of the commodity. Now if the demand for a particular commodity can be postponed for some times, what will happen, it will be elastic, and vice versa. That means if it is rigid, I want it today only, in this period of time only, so whatever will be the price, I will purchase it. Fine, and if at all I can postpone it, what I will do, I will wait, let the price come down, and then I will purchase. So that also affects the demand of the commodity. Okay, now next is proportion of total expenditure. Now what do you mean by proportion of total expenditure? That means the amount of money which you are spending for purchasing of the commodity or for consumption. Okay, suppose if the commodity is of no use for you, for no consumption, so what you will do, though the price changes, it won't affect your demand. Now for example, suppose if all of a sudden government says that the inland letter ka price has decreased, now it will cost only 50 paisa or 1 rupee. So what you will do, what today you will go and buy 20 inland letters? No, you will not buy it. Why? Because there is no demand. It will not promote you to go for purchasing for such kind of commodity. Whereas if the price for necessities like food grains, books, or other medicines, if at all these all changes, what will happen, the demand will also change. Fine, so this is what it is, that is the proportion of what you will do. You will try to spend more income of yours for such kind of commodity, you will be promoted. Fine, so that is what the amount of total expenditure which you are spending for this kind of goods for consumption. Okay, next is habits. Now sometimes you can know, you know very well that some goods are a kind of which we get habitual, like for example people smoke cigarette, right? Now what is that? That is a habit. Is that commodity good? No, not at all. Rather the packet itself shows that it is injurious to health, it is not good for health, but still the people are in a habit of consuming it. Though the price will go high, will they leave that? No. Why? Because they are habitual of it. So sometimes even habits affects the demand of the commodity. Then time period. Now this I have explained you a bit. That means time period, that is the length of time period. Now generally speaking, the longer the duration of period, the greater will be the price elasticity of demand, okay, and vice versa. Now this is because of the fact that consumer can change their consumption habits in a long period, right? If the time duration is more, so what they can do, they can shift on to any kind of commodity. But if there is a short duration of time, you cannot shift. Like for example, we have the demand for woolen clothes in winter. Now time period is short. Now anyhow you have to purchase it. So what will happen? You will not change your demand, you will purchase it. It is a demand time, right? It is a demand of a time. But if at all you have a long time period, if you have some gap, what you will do, you will shift it and you will buy it later when the price will come down. So that is what time period is. Next is price level. Now elasticity of demand also depends upon the price level of the commodity. Now these goods can also be known as conspicuous goods. Conspicuous goods means showy goods. Do remember, if the question changes, if at all it is asked conspicuous goods, write about conspicuous goods. So these are the conspicuous goods. Or if at all it has been asked, write about showy goods. So this is what you will write, that such kind of goods are always in demand, like diamond, gold, everything, right? Now these are precious goods, conspicuous goods. What happened? These are always in demand, though their price changes. Now you know, previously the gold cost around 4,000 to 5,000, right? Now if at all you will check today's price, the price of gold is more than 40,000. So what is there? There is no demand in the market? No, still there is a lot of demand of it. Fine. So that is, such kind of goods price doesn't affect. Fine. Price is always normal, equal, or you can say constant at all level, okay? Now next is joint demand. Now joint demand means, I have already explained you, if some commodity is demanded with other commodity, like if car is demanded, petrol is automatically in demand, okay? Same way, if you demand pen, refill is automatically in demand. Why? Because it is jointly related to each other. Fine. So joint demand for goods also affect the elasticity of demand. Examples I have already given. So likewise, price elasticity of demand for ink depends directly on the price elasticity of pen, okay? So if pen ka demand is more, no doubt ink will be demanded more, and if pen ka demand is less, ink will be demanded less, okay? Now we will check out the topic types of elasticity of demand, okay? Now first in this is price elasticity of demand. I hope you remember, in previous video we have already discussed this as a percentage method. Hope you remember the formula, that is percentage change in quantity demanded upon percentage change in price, right? So this is what price elasticity of demand is, okay? Next is income elasticity of demand. Now if other determinants of demand, that is price of the commodity, taste, preference of the consumers, price of related goods, etc., remains constant, the responsiveness of demand to change in income is called income elasticity of demand. Now that means your purchasing power changes. Other factors are constant, only thing which changes is your purchasing power. That means your income is increasing. So thus income elasticity of demand measures the degree of change in demand to change in income. That means if your income is changing, increasing, what is the effect of demand? If your income is decreasing, what is the effect on demand? This is what it checks out. It also defined as the ratio of the percentage change in the quantity demanded to the percentage change in income, okay? Now just now what we studied was theoretical, that is we studied percentage change in demand with the ratio percentage change in income. Same we can check out symbolically. See, what is elasticity of income? That is percentage change in demand upon percentage change in income. Now symbolically what it denotes? That is del Q. Del Q means change in quantity, okay, upon q. Q is initial quantity. Then del y. Del y denotes what? That is change in income, and y denotes the initial income. Fine. So this is the symbolical representation of the formula, that is income elasticity of demand. Okay. Now we will go through types of income elasticity. Now how many types of income elasticity is there? There are 3 types: positive, negative and zero. Okay. So first we will check out positive income elasticity. Now what do you mean by positive income elasticity? That means if my income is increasing, my demand is also increasing. If my income is decreasing, my demand is also decreasing. That means it is going in the same direction. Do remember, if it moves in the same direction, that means what? That is positive income elasticity. When the quantity demanded of a commodity increases with the increase in income and decreases with the decrease in income, income elasticity of demand will be positive. Okay. Now this will happen when? In case of normal commodities. Now next is negative income elasticity. Now negative means opposite. Do remember. Now opposite means, that means if your income is increasing, demand is decreasing. If your income is decreasing, demand is increasing. Okay. So when amount demanded of a commodity decreases with an increase in income and increases with the decrease in income, income elasticity of demand will be what? Negative. Okay. Why? Because there is a opposite effect. Okay. So now this type of situation arises when? In case of inferior goods. Okay. Next type of income elasticity is zero income elasticity. Now when change in income does not bring any change in quantity demanded by the commodity, that means whatever will be the change in income, increase or decrease, but then still the demand is rigid, demand is constant, similar. So what will be such kind of commodity? No doubt that will be necessity goods. Okay. So what happened here? The demand is perfectly inelastic. Okay. So demand is said to be what? Perfectly income inelastic. Okay. Now next type of demand, right now we did income elasticity. Now what we will do? We will do cross elasticity of demand. Now cross elasticity of demand measures the responsiveness of demand of a commodity to a change in the price of other related commodity. Cross means what? Cross means comparison. Comparison means no doubt then other commodity come into existence. Why? Because we will compare with the other commodity. Fine. So what we are doing here? We are comparing. Now when we compare with the other related commodities. In other words, cross elasticity of demand measures that by how much the quantity demanded will rise or fall given a change in the price of another commodity. Okay. Now if we will check out the formula, what will be the formula of cross elasticity? It will be percentage change in demand of a commodity X upon percentage change in the price of the commodity Y. Why? See, two commodities are there, one X, one Y. What we are doing? We are comparing the demand of one commodity with the price of another commodity. Now how we will denote symbolically? We will denote symbolically cross elasticity equals to del Q of X commodity upon Q of X commodity. Now del Q of X is what? That is the change of quantity of X commodity upon QX. QX is the initial quantity of X commodity. Then upon del P of Y upon PY, that is del P is change in the price of Y commodity upon initial price of the Y commodity. Okay. Now we will check out the type of cross elasticity. Now same, it will be positive, negative and zero only, but how will be the effect in case of cross elasticity? That is what we will check out. Now again we will check out positive cross elasticity. Now what is that? Now cross elasticity of demand in case of substitute goods. Substitute goods, why? Why? Because we need to have two goods. Comparison should be there. Fine. So we will check out substitute goods. Will be positive because a change in the price of one commodity will change the demand for another commodity in the same direction, right? Positive means what? It is in the same direction. This is what we have studied, right? So if there is a change in the price of one commodity, okay, so what will happen? It will affect the demand of the other commodity, okay? So that is what we say positive change. Now if the price of coffee rises, what will be the demand for tea? That will also increase. So that is what it shows. What it shows that they are changing in a similar direction, and if it is a similar direction, it is positive, okay? Now next is negative cross elasticity. Now what do you mean by negative cross elasticity? We will say same, the one which I have explained in case of joint goods, okay? Like you can say complementary goods. Complementary goods means the one which comes together, like bread and butter, okay? So what happened? In this case, if the price of one commodity changes, the demand of other commodity will be affected. Like if the price of pen is high, what will happen? The demand for refill will decrease, okay? So that is what it has a inverse relationship. Inverse relationship, that is opposite, and when it is opposite, that means it is negative cross elasticity, okay? Now the last type of cross elasticity which we have to understand is zero cross elasticity. Now commodities which are not related to each other have zero cross elasticity of demand. Related to each other, that means nowhere they are connected. Like milk, cloth, they are nowhere connected. They all both have their separate demand, separate status, okay? So this kind of commodity is cross elasticity. Now you will say, ma'am, why you are comparing two different commodities? When we say cross, that means we have to compare two goods at any cost, okay? And when we say zero cross elasticity, that means no other good should affect the demand of other goods. Other goods, that means it can be demand also, it can be price. No way the other goods should affect the demand for other goods, okay? So this is the best example is milk and cloth, which has been given in the book itself. Now this finishes up the chapter theoretically. Numericals are still remaining, that you will get in another one, okay? So that you should be clear with your numericals. So next time be ready for your numericals.